Okay everyone, yes, this is meant to be the next part of the bee series. The cunning amongst you will notice that there's no bees in this one, but this mould came with the set. Well, I ordered a load at the same time and they were all delivered together, and it's been really bugging me. The hummingbird is another thing that means something in my family, this time my family rather than my other halves. Probably more to me and my mum than anyone. So anyway, it's a long story. Anybody who remembers the little pop band from the 80s, Enclosed Life, will probably remember why the hummingbird was significant. Anyway, that's a by the by, and I'm not going to explain it here unless you want me to. Might do a members video on that at some point. Anyway, main thing is, let's have a look at this. We're seeing whether the Temu cheap bargain moulds are any good. I think we've already decided they are pretty good for the money. I have a feeling though they will go brittle eventually because they're not the highest of quality, but for the money I think I'm going to get a good few uses out of these. The detail and everything is lovely, so yeah, I'm happy for the money. So the main thing I'm going to be testing is whether I can actually blend the mica powders. So that's my biggie for today. Now I'm going to zoom you in a bit more and then I'll get my powders together and we'll have a go. Yet again, I'm struggling with deciding what colours to use. I think, you know, let's go pinks and things for the flowers, and I've got this which has got to come in handy for the leaves, but for the bird itself I'm going to dive into my little colour sampler that I made, and I think I'm looking for a purpley bluey colour. And some, it's the colour flippy ones really, isn't it? See, this sort of thing. What number is that? 15. Yeah, I went all through my and that one. I went through all my powders, my mica powders, and made this big sampler pack because it was starting to get on my nerves that I didn't know what half the colours actually did once you put black on the back of them. So I made all these. So yeah, so I can see what colours they are. I think these are the sort of colours I'm going to be going with because it is a hummingbird after all. Maybe we'll have a brighter purple. Right, that's given me some ideas. I'll get my powders together now. Okay, well that all looked very organised, so I realised that they'd all got out of order in my box and I couldn't find half of them. Anyway, let's get stuck in. I'm just going to use the colours I've got. And I've zoomed you right in so you can see what's going on. Now, what we're going to be using is some little brushes. I've got some makeup applicators. I've got a whole load of different colours. One thing I had thought I ought to try actually is some of the Chameleon Flakes and powders from Lippett Resin, as well as the nail art ones. Anyway, I don't know where these are all going to go. I could end up with too many colours here. But let's first of all, let's put the leaves in. Now, I said I was going to go for the green. So here we are, we have green. This is a beautiful green, as you can see. It's one of the nail art powders. And this is going to go into the leaves. And yep, there's the verdict on that. It sticks beautifully to this mould. I did wonder if these moulds might be a bit too firm and things wouldn't stick. But no, we're okay. Generally, if they're shiny, you're okay, but yeah, I did wonder if this was because it was quite a solid silicone. Not the soft, squishy silicone of expensive moulds. That's why I think it might go brittle quite soon. But I did wonder for that reason whether it would actually work with the powders, but it does. I'm just trying to get up the sides here. Now don't forget, as I always tell people, in case you haven't seen one of these videos before, when you're using different sorts of mica powders and the chameleon powders and such like to do inside a mould like this, then the colour that is actually in contact with the silicone is all you're going to see. You're kind of working backwards, if you like. So we're just painting it in. I'm trying to get up the sides. I didn't bother too much with going up the sides with the bee mould because I kind of wanted a lot of that to be black. But with this one, we do want the colour all round. So that, I think, is our green. Done. Just checking around the insides here. Look how shiny that is. Now this is a nail art one, but it's a mirror powder one as opposed to like a colour flip. But there's our green. Next time we need a wipe. The wipes I'm using, as always, are Wonder Wipes. And darn things have disappeared inside the tub, so I've got to take the lid off, which is annoying. I prefer it when you can just peel them from the top, but no. There we go. No, I'm going to want green in the little birdie, but not just yet. Just realising I've missed some bits around the sides there. So I'll just get a little bit more powder and go back in. With some moulds, particularly sort of softer ones, you can turn them inside out, which makes doing this a lot easier. Although with this mould it's not particularly necessary. There we go. So that's the leaves. Now for the bird. Now this is, now I promised you we'd have a go at blending. So this is where, first of all, I want to try the flakes. Because these don't always work on every mould. Now these are from Resin and they are absolutely beautiful. But like I said, they don't work on every mould. Aha! They work on this one. When I say work, they don't always stick. Blimey, this does. Now you can see that I'm using a little applicator sponge brush with this time. I find it's a bit less messy when you're doing the flakes. And I'm just trying to make sure we've got all the way up the side here. Now that is pretty impressive. Right, this is a green and purple flip one. So again, I'm going to use the applicator. Whoa, look at that. Now this is going to be a little gift for someone when I've finished. You'll probably guess who, because there's a good chance he's watching this video. Very dear friend of mine who's been helping out a lot and been really supportive while I'm doing these videos. So Jen's over in Denmark. Yeah, this will be coming your way. Assuming you want it, of course. Well, you're getting it anyway. If you don't like it, give it your mum. I think you will. Just wondering if I should tell the story of the hummingbird and why it means so much to my family, actually. Wasn't going to, but I might. Oh hell, let's do it. Yeah, okay, so some of my subscribers, viewers, some of you people out there might know that unfortunately my brother died rather young. He was in a little band in the 80s and they played in Birmingham at a club called the Hummingbird. Now if you want to see any of their stuff being played, it is out there on YouTube, because not long after he passed away at the grand old age of 38, I dug out some of their videos and put them onto YouTube. Now they were filmed with a cine camera, which at the time, of course, was the state-of-the-art thing. It was impressive that anybody had got one to be able to do that for them. Say we are talking back end of the 80s. I forget the exact date. If any of the lads are watching, Terry, Neil, Simone, if any of you, Gary, nearly forgot Gary there. Hi Gary. If any of you are watching, please can you just let me know what date it was at the Hummingbird, because I don't have that written down anywhere. I've got the videos, but I've no idea what the date was. Anyway, they played at the Hummingbird, and in the main room next door downstairs, huge room, I think it was due the following day. I believe Billy Bragg was meant to be playing, so it was, you know, this was quite a you know, a big venue, bit of a cult type, you know, sort of cult bands would play there, very cool indie bands, that sort of thing. Apparently, I seem to remember. This is very sketchy. I was only, how old was I think I was at art college, so I'd have been about 19. Anyway, all in all, yes, that's why the whole Hummingbird thing means, it's just something that's stuck in my mind. Now, I was going to lighten it up around his eye, but never mind. Look at those colour flips. That's beautiful. What I'm going to do, just to highlight the colour flips a bit more, I'm going to put in some more of this behind them, just in case I've missed any bits. So I'm just going to brush this liberally in behind. There we are. That is amazing. Eden, if you happen to watch this video, by the way, or any other band for that matter, if any of Enclosed Life are watching and would like one of these, there's a cute little nod to your story, then give me a shout. I'll be obviously more than happy to make one for you. For anyone who doesn't know, Eden was my brother Heath's daughter. So I'm going to make sure I get some little gold centres in first. Now this is the colour that I mixed up to use for the honey on my bee videos. If anybody hasn't seen the bee videos, by the way, then I'll put you links at the end. In fact, what I'll do, I'll probably just put you the link to my Resin Creations playlist, because they will be the last two videos that were loaded up for this one in all likelihood. There. Right, now this is where I want to get a bit creative. What I want to do is get like a deep colour in the middle. Now this one does colour flip a bit, so we'll try this. And then work my way out. Now I'm going to use the little sponge applicator, I think. It's taking a little bit of the gold with it there, or is that just, oh no, it's just it colour flipping. It's the way my light's catching it. Okay, so we've got a little bit of this deep purpley pinky there. There we go. And then I think this next one I shall use is my nail art. Another one of my nail art ones. This is a recent one. You can see it's a lot brighter pink. So I'm going to clean off the brush that I had the gold on. And I'm going to go over the top of that, pushing it out. So what I'm hoping is that this is actually spreading that deeper one from underneath as I go as well. We'll soon see when we turn it over, but look how shiny that is. So these are, as I said, some of these nail art ones, they're not colour flip. Some of these are actually just mirror finish ones. I say just mirror finish ones. They look spectacular on nails if you've ever seen them. But you do get an extreme shine with them. Okay, so next is to blend a bit further. So I'm going to take the pale pink and go around the outsides like this. And as I go, I'm going to try and smudge these colours back and forth. Now it's looking from this side as if it's blending beautifully. It's just whether it will look as if it is from the other side. But I'm really working in the hope that it is doing just that, in that it's actually blending. Now, I don't know if any of my viewers, subscribers, members and all of you out there know, but I did go to art college. Now, I was accepted for degree courses for graphic design. I didn't pursue it because I just decided my heart wasn't in it. And you know, I just wanted to go out and earn some money, really. I didn't think my heart was in it enough to, one, be successful, and two, justify mum and dad going broke for another 3 years while I pursued it, whilst they were more than prepared to. Always supported me in anything I did, really. So anyway, I went off into a career in insurance for 37 years, I think it was. 38 years, something like that. Whole career, anyway. Now, the purpose of me telling you that story is, one thing I was very good at as an artist was blending colours. One of the few things, to be fair, I wasn't that good. I can draw, and I can do wildlife paintings and things like that. But really, you know, my heart wasn't totally in it, and I was okay. But my artistic nature came more into things, I don't know, things like this. I was never going to be a great artist. I was more interested in showing other people how to do things and messing about and having fun, I guess. Anyway, there we go. I'm just looking at how this looks to you in my video camera, and I hope it's looking as good to you as it looks to me. Just thankful I did actually press record, because I was just having a bit of a heart failure then. Right, not sure how much resin this is going to need, but I'm going to mix some up. I am still using up the last of a very big batch of the 1:1 resin from Let's Resin. So I'm going to mix up, I'm going to have a guess at this, 40 millilitres of each. This is the resin. Keeps using the last of it up. I've got rather a lot more left than I thought. I have a horrible allergic reaction to this stuff. Now don't let that put you off, folks. We're all wearing PPE and stuff. I just slipped up really badly a couple of times. But I know that this one I struggle with. We all seem to have allergies to different ones. So if you find you have a bad reaction, despite your best efforts for PPE, to any particular type of resin, just try a different brand. Don't be disheartened. I'm winding this one down now, although I know a lot of people get on very, very well with it. And to be honest, in terms of curing and how easy it is to work with, everything, other than my allergy reaction, it's a great resin. I'm going to miss it. However, I've got a couple of other brands I'm still trying, and I've got another one I picked up on the weekend. I met some lovely people from another resin firm that I hadn't come across before. Apparently they're well known. Claire's Crafty Corner tells me they are a very well known brand, been around for a while. I hadn't come across them, and now I can't even remember what their name is. But I shall be doing a whole video on their deep pour product once I've got some of these bee things out of the way. So you don't want to watch me stirring this all day, so I'm going to cut here and we'll be back for pouring. With the mixed up resin, the pigment I've used is the Vista Colours Black from Vuba. I'm finding this really good pigment, and they do it in a whopping big bottle, which is really helpful, but you only need a tiny bit. It's very intense. Now, as we know, you don't want to be mixing too much liquid colour in with your resin because it'll stop it curing. So the fact that this is a very heavily pigmented colour so you don't need much, therefore is clearly a good thing. Right, I'm just going to wipe my cleaning stick. I'm trying to remember to wipe them clean, because really one of these should last forever, shouldn't it? Anyway, they're cocktail stirrers, by the way. I'll put the link down in the description for you, as usual. Dying to see what this comes out like. Really am. And with the first bee one I got out, that was quite emotional. I'm going to try not to get emotional about this one. There's a lot of stories of family bereavements connected with some things, and bees and hummingbirds. The hummingbird thing probably only in my head, to be honest, but hey. Yeah, it looks like that's plenty. I mixed up, say, 80 millilitres. Probably got a bit left, actually. A bit too much. I think I may have overfilled that slightly. Let me just look. Yeah, I probably would have got away with about 60 millilitres. Right, I'm just going to spray that with some alcohol. It's just isopropyl alcohol, folks. It breaks the surface tension, so it you know, just helps any bubbles pop. Let's see, top this up a little bit more. Here we are. Yeah, so it just helps the bubbles pop. You can use heat. Popular choice is the long neck torch thingy, you know, like lighter from kitchens, like this. Those are quite popular for that sort of thing. Proper heat guns I have got, but you have to be really careful you don't scorch the mould with them. Alcohol doesn't seem to do a lot of harm, though I would say it's probably worth giving your moulds a wipe over when you've cleaned them afterwards with some silicone lubricant, just to get off the alcohol and, you know, protect them a little bit. People tell me it can dry your moulds out. I don't know. These cheaper moulds, I'm not that bothered, to be honest. And they don't tend to last, you know, they go brittle quite quickly anyway. I bet I'll get about 30 or 40 uses out of it, though, having said that. Right, I'm going to leave that till the demould then. So I'll see you in about 24 hours for the demould. So it was at this point in editing the video that I realised I hadn't actually got the bit of the film that I wanted. So never mind, you missed the unmoulding. However, I hope you like the results. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you for the next video.